Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's House. I'm the Little Reader, also known as Amanda, and you, my sweet friend, are in my house. Welcome. Make yourself cozy. You're not alone. We've got for show and tell, as someone lovingly commented the other day, which made me giggle with joy. Show and tell. We have this Tibetan quartz, not a first-timer, here in the house. You've probably seen it before if you're a regular. And it is just going to be holding down the fort as we channel in the white light of spirit. That's what we do here if you're new. This little vessel closes the eyes, does some breathing, and then either with the help of a prop or just through sheer magic, we channel in love. We channel in now, and we see what message is waiting for you. So let's get started. Let's do it. All that's required for your participation, beautiful soul, is that you be alive. And maybe for a split little second, you take a moment to appreciate the profundity of that fact. You know what I mean? Craziest things can happen when for a moment we stop as human beings, identified as human beings. We stop pretending we know everything. Because there's a lot of pomp, if you will. I don't know about circumstance, but there's a whole lot of pomp in the present day human experience. There's an entitlement in our collective mind, which we all share. We share this collective mind. We each serve as an individual link to it with a different flavor, a different lens, or many. But we share the mind, and in that collective mind is this entitlement to know why. And if we don't understand why, we believe we should be able to find out why. The interesting thing about that is, from Spirit, minus the S, from Spirit's perspective, there is a few different ways to approach understanding. And this present collective attitude of, I should know why, that great should. It's correct if I know why what's going on is going on. Personally or publicly, I get to know why. I do. I simply do. It's not necessarily because of technology. It's not because of external factors. Spirit's not judging this phenomenon at all. Spirit's simply reminding us, little reader included, that if we can take a moment just like this one, right here, breathing, and we can lay aside the pretense that we either know everything or have a means of discovering whatever it is we want to know, whether supernaturally or with the help of technology or communication. If we can set all that aside, the need to know, We actually give magic a chance. And this isn't the first time this sort of theme has come up in the house. Spirit understands the nature of the mind, of course. Spirit infiltrates all things. Spirit knows the mind. It knows curiosity. It knows entitlement. It knows the difference between the two. Spirit understands the mind's hunger to expand. Spirit understands that the mind cannot be satisfied. So left unchecked, it will devour anything and everything that it can, including itself. That's new. I haven't heard that before, but perhaps we'll talk on it again. Spirit's not asking us to set aside the questions to throw them away. Spirit's asking us to look at the urgency with which we seek answers. And Spirit's asking us to recognize that no answers create peace. That all the answers in the world cannot solve the hunger of the mind, cannot create peace in the mind. The mind doesn't know peace. The urgency. That's what Spirit is flashing, shining its bright light on today. The need to know. Now. No matter how noble we have judged the question to be, or how simple. Evidently, the mind feels particularly entitled to answers to simple questions. What if we just lay it all down? If we lay down our urgency for answers, our need to consume information, our entitlement to an explanation, we'll feel that there's something else underneath it all. There's a signal that the heart, our heart, is emanating, that the mind has interpreted as a need for more info. But if you listen, once we put that pretense down gently with a kiss, the heart is actually the one crying out. The heart is the one seeking your attention. The heart is the one with the question. And the question goes like this. Can you be with me? Can you be with me? Not later when you get the answers to your questions. Not later when circumstances improve. Not later when validation and comfort have made their appearances. Can you be with me now? Here and now. Can you be with me? And only you know the answer to that, beautiful soul. It's a readiness. It's a courage. It's love. We can only be with something when we've got something to give. If we're identifying as this body, this mind, we will run out of resources. For the little reader, it's about 3 p.m. every day. The resources are gone. But that's when the little reader is being a body, being a mind. There is another thing to identify as. The light. Consciousness itself, love itself. And that never runs out. That doesn't make it superior or inferior. That doesn't make it a magic trick. Magic trip or trick. It's just a thing. That if we can get into the practice of feeling consciousness, of witnessing consciousness, and ultimately of being consciousness, identifying as that white light, finding where it exists inside either the form, the mind, or the heart, and placing our awareness on that, merging with it, then there's always something to give. And the one that Spirit would like us to give to start, is ourself. We operate in this world giving of our form, blood, sweat, and tears, giving of our mind, ideas, beliefs, opinions, especially opinions, giving of our heart, emotions. And this is why it's so difficult for so many of us to give from our hearts. It's so intense. It's so much energy. And if we don't know how to replenish it, it doesn't even seem like an appropriate mechanism for survival to continue depleting the most vital of resources. But Spirit posits this today. What if we can replenish from the source? What if we can drink directly from the fountain. You know the one. It's had so many names. It is the fountain. The waters of life itself, of love itself, of power itself. And you've got access. And as it replenishes your heart, and then your form, and then your mind, there's no more entitlement for answers. There's no more need to know. There's no more equation to solve. Nothing urgent, nothing pressing, nothing life or death. Because peace pervades. And everything else just becomes play. So will you play? Will you find the light? Will you let yourself be loved? By the divine. That's where we're leaving it today, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for joining me in the house, for bringing your beautiful attention and awareness to share space with me. I'm humbled. If you'd like to continue sharing space, there's a transmission here every day. There's also a Patreon down there for $1.11 with a 30-day program for you to hear your heart, feel your heart, and a bunch of other stuff. Until we meet again, I am sending you all the love I've got. Always more, never less, because you are so very worthy of it.